welcome back in for another episode of Strange Ways. I believe it's 21. I am Rob. The guy walking around on the screen there is Scott.
What's up? I'm trying to find
and he wanted to
CD cover for this. Yeah, it's here.
Okay.
And
so we're going to do another album, and he wanted us to do back-to-back live performances. So he pulled out the MTV Unplugged on us here.
Yes.
And as soon as he gets ready.
I found it. All right. All right,
take it away.
Okay. MTV Unplugged, guys. The infamous reunion beginning here with the MTV Unplugged, fake as shit, all that stuff. But anything, whatever. We'll get into that probably a little bit on this and another time too. But we're going to rank our songs on this MTV Unplugged. Now, like I said before, on the last album we done, Alive 3. It's the songs and how they are on here. It's not got nothing to do with how much we love the songs on the studio albums. Live to me is a whole different beast than studio. And a lot of people it is. It's just sometimes the songs, you like them better live than you do, and vice versa. So just to not twist any hairs or contradict ourselves or whatever you want to call it. I quietly do that a lot. Not intentional, but things just change sometimes with the song. Yeah. I hadn't sit and listened to this in a long time. I mean, literally from front to back. It has been a while, and I've really, really crammed it in. So.
All right. So who starts?
I believe I started. Did I start last time?
I didn't even watch that one yet. So
I start this time.
Yeah, I started it. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go, guys, with track number 15, correct?
Yes.
So what you got? 15 tracks?
I got 15.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Just make sure we got the same number here, guys. All right.
I've actually got 2 CDs, and I looked at them side by side to make sure they were the same.
Oh, okay. Okay. Because I know every now and again you get some of these that are different and have bonus tracks and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, I was just double checking that. All right. My number 15 is, of course, it's not because of the studio version. I don't like the studio version either. It's Every Time I Look at You. It's not bad on here, man. Hell, in all honesty, I didn't really hear nothing much bad on here. I shocked my damn self, man, because I am not a fan of acoustic. I mean, just everything plugged. So I will tell you that. And not just because KISS is my favorite or one of my favorite bands of all time. I'm not saying this because of that, but damn, I was impressed of how good a job they did with this, man, to make me want to listen to it as many times as I did. So, yeah, man, I mean, but that would be what would fall for 15 for me.
Yeah, and to piggyback off that, I usually hate acoustic performances between, especially for rock and metal music, because you lose the toughness when you go from electric to acoustic. And on top of that, most artists tend to change the way it's done and really, mess with every aspect of the song, including, the way it's sung. KISS stays as true as possible and has managed to be the only band I've ever heard that makes you forget you're listening to acoustic. They do such a good job with making it sound tough that you don't think about guys with acoustic guitars for this.
No.
But So yeah, I've always loved this performance. I think this is one of the greatest live performances by any band. The production was fantastic on this, but everything's got to go in an order, and I don't like the song to begin with. So no matter, they'd have to really change this song for it to ever come up from last place on any album, and that's Domino. I just don't care for it on the studio. I don't care for it on Live 3. I don't care for it on Unplugged.
Yeah, okay. Hey, I get you, man. You know, I mean, I'm not a big fan of it either. So, you know, I just the only thing that I had to say about the song was I liked it better on Live 3 than I did on Revenge. And that wasn't saying too much. I just liked it a little bit, I guess.
Right.
But yeah, I'm not a big fan of it either because it's number 14 for me. So, you know, I'm right there with you with that. I mean, yeah, they done a damn good job. But like I said, they done a good job with, man, they could have sung Odyssey on this damn thing, and I probably would have enjoyed it better. Literally, that's why I'm trying to figure out: am I losing my fucking mind here in my old age, or what? You know, because in my lifetime, I've only been to one show that's acoustic, and went to see Tesla celebrate their 35 years or whatever it was when they done their 5-man acoustical jam or whatever back in the day. They were celebrating it about, I don't know, 7, 8 years ago, something like that. And me and my wife at the time went and seen that. And it was actually pretty good being there live, but still.
Yeah, it was. They did a good job on that CD too. I mean, I'm just not a huge Tesla fan past their first album, but they did really good.
I love Tesla, you know, about their first 3. Well, hell, I liked all their albums. Now, there's some stuff on those albums that I don't like, but not to get off subject, but I really wanted them to turn around and plug up so fucking bad, bro. You just don't know. I mean, I about halfway through the set, man, I want to hear I want to get your ass off the stools and up there and shit. I want to see some rocking, man, you know. But they done a fabulous job. But anyway, Domino, like he said, I've never been a big fan of this song. It's okay. Live, I liked it better, like I said. It just had a little bit more, I think, power, rawness live. Gene sung it good. Even here, you know, they done a good job playing the song and singing the song. I mean, but it's just not my favorite on here, and there you go. I mean, this is a whole different animal. Acoustic is a whole different thing than live, plugged up, and or studio. So, yeah.
All right. Number 14 for me. And, you know, there's kind of an overdose of slower stuff on here. And I get you're doing acoustic, but Kiss's songs sound really good acoustic, even the hard songs. And I don't like the onslaught of ballads on this performance. Going Blind. I don't understand why they picked this song. It's by no means some legendary Kiss song. Never been in a set list that I've ever seen or heard. Just an odd song for them to pull out and really just drags the set down. I mean, it's not a terrible song. It doesn't belong here. I don't understand if they were going to pick some deep cut, why they went with a ballad. But there you go. Not crazy about the song to begin with. So
Yeah, I understand. I'm one that does love the song from Heaven and Hell much better. You know, I mean, I'll just be honest with you. But yeah, I'll get to that when we get to my ranking of it. So I won't get it too much into detail right yet. But all right, number 13 for me is Rock and Roll All Night. Now, I know everybody's The whole band is out. All of them's out there jamming, man. It's rock and roll all night. Hey, we're trying to tell y'all something here, but it's just rock and roll all night, man. I mean, for fuck's sake, dude, I could damn near put it at 15. It's not because I don't like the song. I think they done a fabulous job playing it. Really, I did. I've just heard this song so fucking much in my lifetime, dude. Acoustic, piano, freaking cello. I don't, all right, we got it. You know it was going to be there, of course. I mean, for fuck's sake, it's their signature song. But I like it. I love Rock and Roll All Night, but it's just not my favorite KISS song. And that's why it wound up 13 for me.
13? Yeah, 13. Yep. Okay, so my number 13, again, keeping in the ballad, and someone explained to me why out of 15 songs, there's one solo album represented, and it's this piece of shit. See You Tonight. I don't understand. I mean, I could see if they played New York Groove, right? Because that's kind of universal. KISS used to do it all the time when Ace was in the band. Why would you pull a Gene song out of all 4 solo albums and pick another ballad? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ballads out of 15 songs. And I don't care if you're doing acoustic or not. It's not like they got the symphony back there, to make it, feel like a real elegant evening or something. I don't understand the song choices on here. They did well on everything they did. That's the point why some of these songs are going to be ranked higher when, if you ask me in the studio, they'd be ranked much lower. But I really, as much as I enjoyed this show, disagree with 7 out of 15 songs are ballads. I just don't understand. But yeah, See You Tonight of all songs. You couldn't have pulled Radioactive out of there. I mean, Burning Up with Fever, something if you wanted to pull. And why Gene's solo album? I don't get it. It makes no sense why that's in there.
Hey,
no sense. I mean,
I wished I could say I sympathize with you, and you're going to see as far as we go through the list on my selections that's what that's what I loved about this more than anything, that they changed this shit up, bro. They didn't play the basic shout it out loud and all that damn stuff over and over. That's what I really loved about it, and how they performed on these damn songs. But you got a point. There's not many people, unless you're just diehard KISS fans, knows that song. And
that's my point. I know you like it and you like Gene's solo album, but were you ever sitting on your couch watching Unplugged for the first time going, geez, I hope they play See You Tonight?
No,
I mean,
man, that wasn't even in.
If you were given a list of 20 songs to choose as deep cuts and KISS had to play one of them, would this be one of your choices for a deep cut?
No, it wouldn't have been. I'll tell you what mine would have been. Yeah. It would either have been Ace Rip It Out or a Paul It's All Right or something like that. That's what mine probably would have been.
My point.
If it would have been my choice, it damn sure wouldn't have been nothing like Peter's album, but, and Gene, you're right. I never seen a lot of these songs coming, bro.
And I like too that they just mixed it up, but I just question which songs they mixed it up with. But you can't please everybody, and that backs up Paul's argument that you can't please everybody. So I'll shut up. I don't want to prove his point.
Oh my God. Yeah. Okay, number 12, right? Hey.
Mm-hmm.
Good job, observant. I like that. I am too. Too damn observant sometimes for my own good. And here we go with another one that I love, the song Nothing to Lose. Number 12.
Oh.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Number fucking 12?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, I love
Holy shit. You're lucky you're bigger than me.
No, I don't know, man. I've lost like 20 pounds in 2 months, man. You know, which I have been cutting down the midline here, but it cuts everything. You don't just get to lose that. You lose everything. So I'm working on putting about 10 of that back. But yeah, man, no, it's
wow. I never in a million years expected anyone to put that far down.
no, and I wouldn't expect me to do it. But when I really drilled this thing, dude, because I liked it that much. When I was listening, I was like, damn, I don't remember this being that good. Even when we was watching it on television, bro.
You know why it was that good? It was that good because Eric Singer was singing it.
I can't remember it being as good as it was this last listen.
Eric Singer. Eric Singer.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Take it. No, say it.
I love Eric Singer, man. I mean, he would be my number 3 drummer in the band, but I still love him.
There's only been 3.
That's what I'm saying. He would be the one that raised. But I'm just saying, man, I love him. There couldn't be nobody else to come in that I would like better than him. I'd be pissed off at him then he'd be my, he wouldn't be 4th.
Okay.
But anyway,
go ahead and explain nothing. Why was that your number 12
thing, man? Yeah, and and here I am, the diehard KISS fan, the 70s guy. That's my favorite lineup of the band, and there you go. But I'm putting these songs at the bottom. It is weird, it's strange, but it's just like I said when we started this, I'm not judging these on the songs. I plugged up or these songs on the studio version of the albums, man, it's on here. And like I said, they've done every one of these damn things spectacular. Whether I care about the songs or not, I think they've done an awesome job on every damn one of these songs, man. I mean, literally, you could have put these fucking songs anywhere. It's just one of those albums, man. But it's the rarity of what they played to me, and how good they played them and sung them. That's why my list is going to be a little bit different in this one. So, yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. That to date, out of 20, 21 episodes, whatever, this is the first time you've dropped my jaw with a placement of a song. So.
Oh, really?
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I've disagreed with you before, but this was like salt in a wound for me. I can't believe that. But anyway, my number 12, and better have everybody thank KISS for putting the last 3 songs that I put on there. This would have been dead last per usual, and that's Beth. I'd never gotten the praise for this song. It didn't belong on Destroyer. I get it, Save Destroyer and all that bullshit, but that's a top 40 ballad on a heavy rock band, and it just doesn't make sense. There's nothing power about it. There's nothing. It was cool on the reunion to hear it. Gave me goosebumps, but just because of what it represented. But I don't care, and it's not through overplay. I just never want to hear the song again. Unfortunately, I probably will have to with more album reviews, but I just don't like that fucking song. I don't.
It's one of my favorite ballads all time, and I know it's crazy, but I know how you feel about it. But guess what? My next pick is Beth. Can you believe that shit? It is. Number 11, right? Is Beth.
Yep.
That's next in line for me. And I love the song. Always have. I don't think that they've performed it live anytime I've seen them, which is the only time I've ever seen them play it live, of course, is Reunion Farewell Tour. I can't remember.
Did you not see The End of the Road?
Yeah, okay, I did see them perform it again. Yeah, that was a little bit of a fucking yeah. There was a lot of people not liking that, but anyway, they didn't give a shit. But anyway, that it's just, to me, I love how Peter sings it, and it's a special ballad to me. And this goes all the way back, man, you know. And I've always liked this, even not being a power ballad. This is just a ballad. You know, people get confused on what a power ballad is. Look, there's nothing powerful about this song. Okay, this is not meant to be powerful. You know, it's just not. It's just a ballad, just a rock ballad, man, from a rock band. It's not really a rock ballad, but it's done performed by a rock band or a rock drummer, basically. So, and I always loved it. I'm the one that thinks it actually fits Destroyer, because Destroyer is kind of all over the damn place, bro, in a brilliant kind of way. I don't think it would have fit on any of the other albums at all. Period. Destroyer to me is the only album I think it actually would have fit in, because of Bob Ezrin's jumping around, you know.
I tell you, if they wanted me to like the song, they could have made it my favorite song if they put it on Monster, because then at least there'd have been something listable on Monster.
I'd probably hate to put it on that damn album. Golly. Holy shit. That album, dude, I you know, not to get off topic, but Sonic Boom is 10 times better than that album, Beyond. And that's what I don't get. I didn't see that. I didn't see that recently. But Monster, I just could not relate, guys. I just couldn't relate to hardly anything. So there you go. I want to do a Monster review here, but that would make my number.
Okay. My number 11 to me is really the only song that suffered by being unplugged, because this song really thrives with the killer rhythm guitar riff, and that's 2000 Man. Great song, one of my favorite Ace songs, and he did it fine. They did it fine. But this is one of the few that it really came across kind of tinny and hollow. You could really tell it was, maybe Gene should have turned his bass up a little for this or something. I don't know. But this one came across clearly, okay, that's acoustic. I mean, and yes, we all know they're all acoustic, but this is the one, like I said, I can't forget it's acoustic. It's just like a flashing neon sign. And that kind of took away from it, because I love, one of the first songs I learned how to play was 2000 Man, for that awesome rhythm, you know, lick through the whole thing. So
no.
There you go.
Man, you're right. I love it. I love it too. But you just made a point that I never really thought about, but should have for any band that plays acoustic live like that. Jack the bass up a little bit. I don't give a damn if it's a bass acoustic or not. That's going to give it a little bit of, you know, a little bit of fucking power, you know. Hey, and maybe that's why I like this one better than most of the other ones I've ever heard, because you can tell that Gene's in this, man. You can tell his sound, his bass is in here. So, yeah, I agree wholeheartedly with that, dude. Number 10. Top 10, guys. And these songs here, man, they could have fell anywhere. So I'm just saying, and even Beth and Nothing to Lose, that is just where they fell. Sure Knows Something and Perfect. They done a great job. Everything. Paul singing it. I've always loved this song on Dynasty. A lot of people don't. They try to put it in the category where I Was Made for Loving You, and thank the rock gods of hell or heaven above, they did not throw that piece of shit on here. But Sure Knows Something, thank God they done something else besides that one. And I've always loved this song. I always have. I just don't know how people can relate this to I Was Made for Loving You. Maybe the beginning a little bit, but when they start rocking this song, they're fucking rocking. And that's on the studio album, and they rocked it out here too. But performed perfectly.
That's a good. That's a good example of a power ballad right there.
Very, very powerful. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so my number 10 pretty much, doesn't lose anything really. I like the song just fine on the studio album, and I like it just fine on here. And that's A World Without Heroes. But again, we're doing a ballad and a non-power ballad, so it's never going to rank very high for me. I don't care who the band is or how well they do it. I just would rather hear a power ballad, but they do a good job on it, and I like the song, so it falls where it falls.
Yep. And another big shocker.
Yeah.
I know they put this out as a video and I guess a single, but I didn't see that coming either. So, yeah. Number 9. One of my favorite songs of all time by the band, studio wise and live wise, I guess you could say. But studio wise, it just dominates. It's been rock bottom, bro. Wow. Holy shit. If it had been plugged
Now
up,
it gets rough.
there's it's hard to beat that song on the studio version. But they done it great on here, man. Rock bottom is just going to be hard to capture that with acoustic guitars, bro. It's just, to me, I loved how they done it. They done everything here great. Like I said, broken record here, guys, but that song is ass kicking song. And there's no way to really capture the power and punch of that song with acoustics. But I loved it anyway. I mean, it's great. So.
Okay. Number 9 is one you've touched on already. And I know you don't like the song. I like the song. I don't love the song on the album. And every time I hear it, no pun intended, they do a good job. And that's Every Time I Look at You. And didn't they do that on the symphony?
I don't know.
They did it somewhere live where they had the violins and shit there on stage.
They might have done
and
that.
It was fan.
They might have done it in that symphony part. When just a few of them were out there.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. If it wasn't, it was another television performance, but I remember seeing it. I enjoy the song. I do, like I said, like this better than Revenge. Or not Revenge, I'm sorry, than Forever off of Hot in the Shade. I think even though it didn't chart, like Forever did, I do think this is a better song. And Paul's voice, back at this time was just spectacular, and it's hard for him to not nail something. So if they're going to do ballads, this one I understood. I'd understand Forever. I'd understand, I Still Love You, which they did on here. And Beth, just because like Rock and Roll Night, they feel they have to. So I don't know what other ballads you choose. If they wanted to do a lot of ballads, I think this song's kind of perfect for the acoustic sound. So
yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, it wound up being on the bottom for me. But like I said, I think they performed everything. They done great. I can't stone them for anything. So, number 8. Correct?
yes.
Give me 1 second. All right, I'm back. My mom was wondering why I was talking so loud. I thought she was out. But anyway. Okay. All right. Man, she's never done that. So yeah, she's old, little dementia going on, But anyway,
man.
number 8, yeah, I know. It sucks, man. Okay, you just mentioned this song, but it hasn't been on your list yet about ballads. And what a beautiful, just perfect vocal performance from Paul Stanley. Nothing can touch the studio version on Creatures of the Night anyway, but I Still Love You is my next one. And just absolutely perfect. I mean, they done it as good as they could have ever done it with acoustics. I don't know how the hell you could have performed it any better. Just like a lot of these songs. It's great. And now I'm just putting stuff because the songs are
in order the way you like the song.
in my,
yeah, I mean,
you know,
because they're all done so well. Eventually, you just start listing them in the way you prefer the song. You know which song you like better. I mean,
yeah.
All right. Well, then that was your number 8. My number 8, you've touched on Rock and Roll Night. Another one I don't care if I ever hear again, and not because of dislike, just overplay. They did a good job. I get, like you said, all the guys are out there and stuff. And in hindsight, I'd like to say don't play it, but they have to, especially in this scenario. And they did a good enough job with it. And again, it's a song that really doesn't need, if you listen to the studio album, there's no solo anyway. So it really doesn't need to be plugged in as long as you got a nice full sound. And I thought they captured it well enough. So,
yeah,
that's it.
And of course, yeah, you got to play it. The crowd's going to be expecting it, whether everybody's sitting there saying, God, I hope I don't play that, but I know they are. But anyway, next up, number 7.
Yep.
You've already touched on this, and I'm going to say from here up, absolutely unexpected and absolutely phenomenal. A World Without Heroes, man. Damn. Dude, something that I absolutely cringed at when I first heard it. And, I heard that guy you was on here with say that he didn't hear this album till 89 or something like that. See, the first time I heard this album in its entirety was 1990. The Elder, I didn't hear the album until 1990, the whole album. And at first I was not crazy about the song because I think it was so just wow, and we'll get to the Elder. There's a couple songs that I despise, but man, the rest of it I love, for God's sakes. It's one that I never dreamed I would ever say that about too. But A World Without Heroes, Gene does absolutely freaking awesome. And there's one thing I've got to say about how they done these songs on here, and I can't believe it, is they did not stray. Man,
no,
they played these songs like they're supposed to be played and on the albums and stuff. Dude, that's what's so phenomenal about this and why I'm raving on it so much. That's how I want to hear the songs played. I don't want them changing a bunch of stuff in it, man. I want to hear them played like I listen to them. And for the majority and pretty much damn near all of it, they did that. So kudos.
I would, as much as I've been nitpicking on songs they've chose, I just realized by looking at my list while you were talking, hallelujah, they didn't play that fucking Deuce. I can't believe they left that off of this. Gene Simmons can't take a shit without Deuce playing in the background. I mean, he is so ridiculously in love with that song. I can't believe they got away with not playing it. So fantastic. I just realized that.
Think of the things they didn't play on here from that first
Shout
album.
Out Loud. Yeah.
You know,
Well, from the
yeah,
first album, yeah.
and that too, man. I mean, I don't know if they played it and they didn't put it on here, but you know, Black Diamond's not on here, bro. And
Nope.
you know, yeah, that's why I guess I liked it so much, man. Just like I rave about that 2004 Rock the Nation tour
Well,
when they just
if you look at it, I mean, there's no Lick It Up, there's no Heaven's on Fire, there's no Hide Your Heart, there's none of those that they Crazy Nights, any of those that they usually play. So they did a good job at avoiding a lot of overkill.
Yep.
So that brings me to number 7. It's been overkilled to death since, if you've paid attention to YouTube and watched like the meet and greet, sets or the cruises and stuff. But at the time, it was a definite refreshing surprise in Plaster Caster. Song that I've always loved. The bass still sounded cool. The intro on it, they nailed it. Obviously, there's outtakes where he didn't, and that's funny. But yeah, I at the time that was a big surprise to be in a set list from KISS.
Yes. Yes. But you just said they played it to death. Where the hell have they played this to death at?
If you watch on YouTube, people will put up like the backstage acoustic shows at the meet and greets. They always play it there.
Okay.
They always play it on their acoustic cruise shows. The current, the last 10 years or so, they play it all the time, not in their set on, for the actual concert, but anytime they're doing some acoustic set or something, they always play it. So now it's overkill for me, but back then it was something I'd never heard live. So it was cool back then.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Number 6, right? Yeah. Okay. Here we go. A song that I love live. I love studio version. I love here. Do You Love Me? Love, love, love. All right. Yeah, man. I think they've really done an awesome job, as powerful as this song is on the studio album. And I even love how they sing, "Do You Love Me?" You know, the kind of not so shouting, because it's acoustic. I think they harmonize that fucking perfect in this.
They did that all the way till the end. All the way till the end in the reunion farewells, and especially once Eric was there to do the harmonies. That's the best part of the songs live.
That was my favorite. I know I've said it before, but that was my favorite song to hear on the reunion and the farewell tours. That was my favorite one. Yep. And that's number 6 on the and
okay.
nothing bad.
My number 6 was another complete shocker. Never heard this song live, never seen this song come up on any of their greatest hits, and they started out with Coming Home. And man, I like this almost better than the actual studio version. It's somehow becomes more energetic, if that's a good word for it. It was a great choice to open this. A pure jaw dropper for, KISS, diehards to see that. And he did a fantastic job. The whole band did. It was just amazing. And like I think you commented before, it made a lot of people go back and say, where the hell did this song come from, and track it down. I mean, it really, breathed some life into a song most people had forgotten about, including the band themselves. So awesome performance on that.
Hey, it's funny you brought that up, because I think I don't know who come up with the idea, if it was one of them or some of the people around them at the time to open up with that song, but whoever did, I think it was pure brilliance, because you got people tuning in to watch this, and they're expecting Detroit Rock City or something like that, or Deuce or something to come out with.
One missing from this.
You come out with this, and you've got all the diehards pulled in for the show, because they don't know what the hell's going to be next. I think it was a brilliant move, and there you go, man.
And you just mentioned Detroit Rock City. That's another one that's not on here.
Yeah, man, dude. They usually play the debut album, and Destroyers are the
Destroyer.
majority of their freaking set list.
Yeah.
And wow, I'm just now realizing.
I hear your cats.
Yeah, what are you doing? Come here. You got up here and can't get down? Is that what it is? All right.
Just like our cats behind them on the shelf.
Yeah, I gotta get your butt outside. Catch a rat or something. Oh man, she's crazy, man. She's like a dog. She's up my rear end. It don't
No,
matter where I go or what I do. And I might be aggravated by her sometimes, but if something was ever happening to her, it slice me open, dude. Literally.
I hear you. What was
She
it you just realized?
there did they not I'm I'm confused. I know they done Hard Luck Woman on the conventions and stuff, but they didn't play that on here. There's not a damn song from Rock and Roll Over on this damn list, bro.
No, they gave Ace and Peter, 2000 Men, and Beth, and then they did Nothing to Lose and Rock and Roll Night as a complete sixsome. So
Wow. I just now
they gave me each
imagine.
one song, and I suppose they picked what song they wanted to do. I guess I don't know.
Okay. Hey, I mean it's great regardless, dude. But that just hit me. So I'm getting the Hard Luck Woman confused with the convention thing. So yeah.
Well,
All
and
right.
Hard Luck Woman would be the perfect acoustic song. I mean, it's essentially all it is on the studio is an acoustic song. So
Yeah, exactly. That would I don't know why I thought it was on here, and I've been listening to it for 3 damn days, and why I'm saying that now. But anyway, number 5, guys. You just touched on it a couple songs ago. The first time I have ever heard them play this, period. And damn, a song that I never really. I mean, I've always liked it, but from Love Gun, Plaster Caster, man. And what a job, dude. Damn, they done keep saying it, but my God. Um, it's why it's number 5. I've never heard it and how good they done on it. It's the rarity for me. And I love the hell out of it. There you go. I mean, wicked.
perfect.
But performance from all of them,
Okay.
playing, Gene singing. Yeah, man. Plaster Caster, number 5.
All right. And my number 5, you've touched on already, and only 2 of the ballads I agree that they play on this or should have played on this, and that is Sure Know Something. I get it's a powerful song, on the chorus, but acoustic, they didn't lose anything on this thing. The bass line's still grooved, and Paul's still strong as ever back then. And I absolutely love the song. They killed the harmonies, which I knew they would between Paul and Eric Singer. You can't go wrong doing harmonies. So, yeah, Sure Know Something, number 5.
You said it. I mean, I said it perfect in my opinion. So number 4. Yeah. Yeah. Perfect.
Fucker.
Uh, okay. We're moving on. I think this is a song you shit on a while ago. But anyway, we'll get it up there for me on this one. Off of Hotter Than Hell, Going Blind. Oh my gosh. A song that I have loved. Man, just wow. And I know it's a slower tempo song on the album, but damn, does it got some power. And I'm talking Hotter Than Hell here. And Ace's lead and just the crunch that song has is fucking, like you said, when we was talking the other, one of the past ones, and you even brought it up with the guy you was with when y'all done that podcast. Let some of these freaking metalheads, so-called category people, it thinks they know everything about what metal is and what ain't. Let them revisit the first 3 albums and listen to some of the stuff on them, and then they can, choose to do whatever, whatever. But
see, the problem with those people who feel that way about metal, their problem is they think metal means it has to be fast. That is far. Look at Black Sabbath. That is far from the truth. It's about heavy, dark, and loud. It has nothing to do with Metallica playing 400 chords in 3 seconds. That is not metal. That's a byproduct. It's called speed metal. It's not metal.
Yeah. And that's another thing too, man, that I don't know if I brought it up, but just like your favorite members or favorite era of the band was Bruce, Eric, Singer, Paul, and Gene. Okay. There's a lot of people like that. They got their opinions on that, and there's a lot of people like that. Mine is the original 4. And it's not because they're better musicians. And you see, that's something that never equated in my listening skills and stuff that I've loved. I don't care how much better somebody might be than somebody else. It's what I'm hearing, man. It's the music that they're making that hits me. That's why I love AC/DC so much. I mean, for fuck's sake, have you ever seen Phil Rudd play? I mean, dude, this is the boringest drummer that ever existed on planet Earth, man. He don't even hardly move, man. I mean, but damn, it sounds like Animal back there on the drums from the damn Muppets. I mean, it's what's coming out of them damn speakers, man.
That's what you said. Just absolutely makes perfect sense why you like the original 4, because they are just like AC/DC all the way through, no matter who the frontman was. It is straightforward, solid, mid-tempo to slight up-tempo drum beat that'll just crack your ribs. The guitar is your classic Gibson Marshall combo with crunch and bends, and you could say someone's better. Noodle Betancourt's better than Ace Frehley. Okay, at some things, but he's not better than Ace Frehley at playing 70s style guitar. I mean, it's subjective to what you prefer.
Exactly. That's and not to put anything off on. I like Rush, but I don't like a big majority of their catalog. I like there's songs that they've done that I do like a lot, but it's not a ton. I've got nothing against the guys. Okay. I mean, yeah, they got their own style of rock, but it's their music seems so busy for me, man. I mean, they are just all over the fucking place, bro. And I do like some of their stuff, but it's their hardcore stuff. Working Man.
Well, and that's and Rush. Tom Sawyer. I love. I mean, I respect what they did, especially as a 3-piece band.
Yeah.
But you pegged it busy. I know Neil Peart's a legendary drummer, and he's probably, capable of doing things others can't. I personally found his famous off time drum beats to sound almost like someone was fucking with my album, like a DJ, just kind of slowing it down, speeding it. It always sounded like, where the fuck are you going? Stay in the pocket. What the fuck is this? It just was all over the place for me. I don't get it. I mean, I'm sure it's hard to do, but it just doesn't work for me audibly in my ears.
Yeah, and that's my point. It's not putting anybody down. It's not saying, hey, man, my lineup is better than yours. I don't give a shit what you say. No, it ain't got nothing to do with that. It's how you receive. And I love all lineups of the band. I'm not crazy, of course. Everybody knows. about Tommy and Eric being in Ace and Peter's makeup. But if they would have put out Sonic Boom and Monster and it would have been something that they said that it was going to be, I fuck it, man. If it hits me, man, it hits me. I don't give a damn what they're wearing, bro. So, yeah, I just wanted to get that out there, you know, because that's what music's about for me. I guess a spontaneity kind of type, not perfect, but it fits what's going on. It fits the album. I love, you know, the songs. If I like a majority of songs on albums, that's what I'm attracted to. That's what I like, you know, that sound, you know. And every one of Kiss's guitarists and drummers have a different sound too. It's not the same sound. So yeah, we'll get into that too, man. I'll get
you ever notice we can't do a single album track listing without branching off into a separate podcast?
It's just a natural thing, man. Because the metalhead thing, it got me when Homeboy was talking about it, and we talked about it, and I remember you saying, "Tell them go back and listen to those first 3 albums, and they kiss my ass, you know, whatever, you know." And I agree. Yeah.
All right. So, what number did you just do?
I just done number 4 was Going Blind for me.
Okay. So my number 4 you've got already, Do You Love Me? And like you said, amazing how they could capture the heaviness of this song with acoustic guitars. Granted, Paul's voice and the drums, even in the studio version, make up the real heaviness of this song. But man, it was badass even on acoustics.
Yep. You're right. Okay, we're getting to the nitty gritty, guys. It is number 3. And you've already touched on this one. I don't remember how far down, but just Ace, man. 2000, man, dude. Just seeing Ace on that fucking stage, man, again, and playing that song. I don't give a damn what kind of hell he had to go through to get there, but he got there, and man, I loved it, dude. First I couldn't believe it. I thought, I didn't know how much Ace and Peter was going to be represented in this, because you ain't got technology like today and stuff then, and I didn't know if they was going to get on there and play just all Gene and Paul, you know, stuff. But, yeah, man, just 2000, man, they played it freaking fantastic. The solo, just, look, everybody else done a spectacular job too, man. Freaking Bruce Kulick, fuck's sake, man. Hot dang, you know, Eric Singer.
That's a big reason. And that's a big reason why I understand they had to play Beth, because the whole world equates Beth with Peter Criss. But, you know, he didn't really get to represent Peter Criss, you know, whether it would have been, you know, Black Diamond or Getaway or something, you know, his true awesome, except for his backing up Eric Singer in Nothing to Lose, which was absolutely cool. He got shafted with a ballad. I mean, and I'm sure he chose it, but I would have liked to seen Peter be hard-ass Peter. I mean, but 2000, man, I'm just grateful that whether it was Ace's call or Paul and Gene's call, that it wasn't fucking Shock Me. Very cool that it was 2000, man.
I would have loved to have Rocket Ride, but that would have been a little tough. I mean, damn.
That would have been real tough.
Yeah. But you're right, man. Could you imagine? I mean, they went so unorthodox with this set list.
Yeah.
Could you, I mean, imagine Peter Criss doing Baby Driver. See, that would have been unorthodox, like they done here. You know, not Black Diamond or Getaway. Getaway or Baby Driver or something like that would have been would have fit on what they were doing.
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah.
Okay, so that was
That was
2000 Man was your number 4?
Number 3.
Number 3. My number 3 you've touched on already, and I agree that the original studio version can never be duplicated, let alone topped. This comes as close as you fucking can. I Still Love You. That middle section with Paul is beyond goddamn insane. And after all of holding that note out at top goddamn power and volume, he finishes the song off by going into 3 or 4 more of them son of a bitches. I mean, it just depresses me seeing what he was to what he became. But this song, always one of my favorite power ballads, still in my opinion, the original power ballad that created unknowingly the term power ballad. If it wouldn't be for how stellar the next 2 are, this would be number 1. So there you go. Number 3, I Still Love You.
Perfectly said, man. Okay. Number 2, guys. And a song that I never, ever really paid much attention to at all. And most definitely didn't see coming. And you've already been there on this one. And we kind of discussed why and reasoning for this. See You Tonight. Man, it made me appreciate the song on the album because it is my favorite song on Gene Simmons' solo album, especially after this. And I'm not the only one, but I've heard a lot of people say that shit too, man. You know, this right here opened their eyes to some of those songs that nobody probably, I knew existed, but you can imagine people that probably didn't even really know some of these songs even existed. So they were so deep. But perfectly performed. I'll give it to Gene, man, and Paul both. Gene, man, they sung these songs so damn good, man. And Gene, he's right on track too with everything. I love it, man. Love it.
All right. I knew you were a big fan of that song, and that's why you weren't going to be thrilled with me putting it 13.
I don't remember if you wiped your ear with it or not. Well, he's
Oh, okay. Number 2, you touched on and shocked me on how far it was down on your list. One of two severe, one of 2 shocks. Rock Bottom is my number 2. Being the acoustic performance was perfect for the intro. And like I said with Do You Love Me, it didn't lose anything of its hard edge being acoustic where you thought it did. Because to me, the most memorable thing about this song, even in the studio, is not the guitar, other than the intro. It's Paul's tough ass voice with the banging drums. And when he says now it gets rough, he wasn't fucking kidding, man. He kicked that son of a bitch in. It was amazing. This is one I've put on compilations in my car while I'm on road trips versus having the studio version. I just love the way he does this. And his voice is just, to me, his voice on this is stronger than it was on the studio version. That's just how it comes off to me. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's saying something right there, man. Yeah. I love it too, man. Like I said, I had to find a place to put it. It was mid-pack on mine. It wasn't at the bottom. There's no way in hell that song would be at the bottom.
When this is over, when we finish up here, I'm gonna tell you and everybody else what I thought was gonna be your top 3 going into this.
Okay. All right.
Because I was completely wrong on every one of them. So.
Yeah, and then like I said, it was for this album too. You know, this is not.
Yeah. I know.
Things are going to fall different when we hit the studio and stuff. All right, my number 1, guys. Here we go. a song that I know anybody in their right mind that knows me is or has listened to us would never in a million years think this would be my number one. Domino from Revenge. My gosh, dude, what a job
You just
done.
ripped my fucking soul out. I did not see that coming. I thought
Unbelievable,
you'd
man.
listened to it a long time ago.
Fucking weed.
Oh, I was going to say, Jesus Christ.
No,
Oh,
that's why
fuck.
like Rob's gonna say, what the f-? No, it's Coming Home, the opener. Oh my gosh, dude. That is my number one, and it has been for as long as I can remember. This song is spectacular, and like you said, it's damn near as good, if not better, than the original version on Hotter Than Hell. And you're not going to hear that coming from me from acoustics, dude. The perfect song that they could have opened up with out of any song, man. I mean, literally, this they come out there and started rocking this, and everybody was kind of. I remember I was at my friend's house, and we was partying down there that night, and there was a lot of people there, man. And dude, we were all just kind of like, no fucking way, man. And man, it was just it. We were grabbed as soon as they played this because a lot of us grew up with this, you see, and we've never heard this played ever. And the performance they done on it, dude, like everything on here, man, was absolutely spectacular. And we were in. We was not looking at each other like, well, we figured that. You know, I figured that was going to, yeah. No, they threw us off. Great.
Yeah. Okay. My number one.
Nothing to worry.
I'm still discussing it where you put it on your fucking list.
I know what
Nothing
it is.
to lose.
Yeah.
Nothing to lose. And pay attention, Lewis. Not Alive 1. This is the best live version of Nothing to Lose I have ever heard in my life. It will never be topped. I don't care if you prefer Peter Criss. You still get all of Peter Criss's screams throughout this thing. Eric Carr's voice was tailor-made for this fucking song.
Eric
and
Singer.
The word lose, Eric Singer, yeah. If you look at, what did I say? What did I say?
You said Eric Carr.
Oh, whoops. No, Eric Singer, yeah. And if you
I do
listen
that
to the lead into the chorus every single time where you know you got nothing to lose, the word lose, Paul has got the most fucking remarkable, powerful fucking harmony that just transforms that song from start to finish. I have never heard this song done better, not on a fucking studio album, certainly not on a live one. This is epic. This has been on every time I do KISS on a compilation. This has been on it every single fucking time since the damn album come out. My wife could testify to it. She loves it as much as I do. Of course, she's, freakishly in love with Eric Singer. But beside the point, it's just perfect. It's absolutely perfect. So there you go.
So, okay. Hey, you're saying that this is your favorite version of Nothing to Lose, right?
Absolutely, hands down, way better than the studio version. A live one's better than the studio version. This is better than a live one.
See, I like the studio version's my favorite version of Nothing to Lose. Yeah.
Really?
Even better than a live one. And that's like I said, that's something that we're going to get into because we definitely got to, because we're really getting into a lot of it as we go along. What we prefer, live or studio, with the songs that they do play live, or it's been on their live albums, or you've seen them perform live yourself. Which versions do you like the best? This one or this one? We're definitely going to get that pretty soon. But
Then save it and don't break down your explanation. I like that. That'll be a good video because it'll give us a break from just tracks in a row on an album. So
yeah, and we will do that, guys. But I've the only thing looking back on MTV Unplugged for me now is just to me for different reasons. You're going to have different reasons for it too. Then I was a fucking 7-year-old kid again, man. 8-year-old kid again, man, because I never got to see these guys on stage together, on TV or hell, I don't, up into that time, I can't remember live, definitely in makeup. So just them being there and doing this, man, it was my just years taken back, man. And at that time, of course, I didn't know for sure that they were going to be doing, a reunion or anything. But everybody had their suspicions because why are you doing this, for one? And now looking at it, it's all that's gone because of why they done it and why they stayed together for those 5, 6 years, whatever it was. It's a bitter pill now because of the reasons and stuff like that. But at the time it was real, because you didn't have no ways of finding out the truth behind all of it, So that would be my take on MTV Unplugged. As far as the album, I still love it. I mean, as far as them getting on here and every song they done as good as you could possibly do as a studio track, and of course better. Some of them, like Rob says, there's some on here he likes better than any other version he's ever heard. So yeah,
yeah, I guess it didn't hit me that way because honestly, when this was hyped, it was long before any talks of a reunion, and I kind of always knew there'd be something eventually, even if it was just a one-off pay-per-view or something. But honestly, when I watched this, until Nothing to Lose, I didn't care. I was so fucking bitter towards Ace and Peter for fucking away time after time and doing everything they can to fucking almost destroy this band that I looked at it even back then. I don't remember what year this came out, early 92 or something like that.
I think 95.
95? Yeah. So I'm in my 20s already. And I'm so fucking jaded. I'm not a kid anymore. So I'm thinking you two fuckers don't even deserve to be on this fucking stage. You better be damn grateful you are and don't fuck it up. And I was in love with Bruce and Eric Singer. So I was not looking forward to this reunion at all because Revenge came out, badass, best look they ever had, best sound they ever had. And now I got these two fuck ups coming in and gonna fucking ride the coattails of the money train until the band implodes again. And it fucking did, just like always. So to me, this was bittersweet. This was the last moment I got to see my Kiss before it all went to fucking hell in a handbasket. Everything that came after was a fucking disaster. Forget about the ticket sales. That was a given. But everything they did as a foursome from there on was a goddamn nightmare. And that led to them being replaced again and going through a whole new controversy of two guys and two other guys' makeup that shouldn't be. And I never got to see real Kiss again, which is Eric, Bruce, Paul, and Gene. So it was bittersweet for me.
There you go, guys. I mean, that's our different opinion on that, man. Because I know it was coming when I opened up that can of worms. but the question's still to be asked. And it's a question that I've not heard asked. Maybe I have, but I've never heard answered. Now, I've heard people come on the comments and say when we got on that reunion rant we was on, Bruce always said he would never do that or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Well, look, that's not the question I'm asking. The question I'm asking, was Bruce ever offered that? I don't give a damn if he would have turned it down or not. Was he ever genuinely asked by Gene and Paul, we want you to be in makeup with us and play the part of Ace? Because I have a hard time swallowing that Bruce would rather go and play with Grand Funk fucking Railroad than play with KISS in makeup. I'm sorry. I don't care. I would love to hear that answer. Now, I don't know if he's ever going to answer it right out like we want it, or does Paul and Gene have to be dead and gone and him still alive and us still alive at the time before he does? But for God's sakes, anybody that talks to this man or is lucky enough to have this guy that I love Bruce, I love the hell out of him, ever, please ask him that question. Just, if he answers it, fine. If he don't, fine. But at least ask him. I mean, I would love to know. I would really love to know that.
I don't know the answer as far as the truth. I don't know if we'll ever know.
Yeah.
I know Bruce is becoming more outspoken now that the KISS train's over and he doesn't have to kiss their ass and stay in good graces anymore. He's kind of got some, some angry shit that's coming out. I personally don't think they did.
I don't think they did either.
I would agree that 99.9% of all people would take that paycheck and slap that makeup on and play Ace Frehley. I think he's the point. I think he's the 1.1% that would not.
I don't.
You got to understand. Eric Singer was a drummer for hire his whole fucking life. Bruce Kulick came from obscurity to being an official part of KISS. His sound was synonymous for 10 fucking years with that band. Plug your ears, Frehley fans. He's 10 times the fucking guitar player Frehley is. He can do everything Frehley does and then some. And I don't think that he would be the guy who wants to say, look how bitter he is that KISS ignores the 80s. I don't think he wanted anything to do with erasing the 80s, slapping the makeup on and playing like fucking a lesser guitar player. Eric got neutered. Eric got severely neutered when he was told, you need to play like Peter. Gone were those fabulous double basses and those drum fills and all his animated, sticks above the head. That was all fucking gone now that he had to emulate the Catman. I don't think Bruce was going to change who he was for anybody. I think as quiet as he was, he's got some pride. I think he's got pride over the paycheck. I do. I think he's the rare exception.
I don't, because I just don't see that. And until that answer ever comes, I just do not see that. I don't care. I would have put on Ace's fucking makeup, even hypocritically as I am of it, to go on tour and be on that stage with that band that he spent all that time in. I'm just saying, your options at the time are Grand Funk fucking Railroad, which I don't know if anybody, I know who they are. Okay, I grew up in the 70s and stuff. But I just do not see him turning that down. I don't do it.
Yeah, but he was already in KISS. He wasn't someone given the opportunity to be in KISS. He was already in it for 10 fucking years. It wasn't a big deal to him. His fanboy shit was gone. He had to deal with the two assholes in charge for 10 fucking years. And now they're going to ask him, change everything about your playing and your persona, and fucking, we're never going to play 90% of the songs you helped write. and fucking have a smile on your face. He could make money
He-
in the
he
studio, Grand
was
Funk, or whoever.
about 13 damn years, wasn't it? I mean, it was
Well,
more than 10
whatever.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was 84 through 97. That's when Carnal
Okay.
Souls came out anyway. Yeah. Now, yeah, they may have been over by then, but he played this in 95. So, yeah, 12 years in that area. You're right, close. But I'm sorry, sometimes, you know, we may say one thing and do another, but you're talking a caliber of just absolute money, lifestyle. Dude, I just, like I said, I would love to know. That's an answer.
Well, I will tell you one thing. I looked up net worth a while ago on a podcast about, you know, people fucking, you know, thinking Ace Frehley is, you know, Mr. King and Bruce Kulick was there to fucking, you know, hold his jock. After all the big paydays that Frehley and Peter had with this reunion farewell, Psycho Circus, Bruce's net worth is in a whole other stratosphere than Ace Frehley's. So he's made his money. He's got a name in the industry. He could be plugged in any band he wanted to be, and he already was in KISS. I could see if he had been on KISS for one album, just Revenge, and then they asked him to do it. Like you said, he's been there since fucking 84 as Bruce Kulick. Those songs are his. The songs that, meanwhile, short of a, you know, 3 or 4 of them, Paul and Gene's decided to shit on for the last 30 fucking years. I don't think he'd have any part of that. He's been living on the internet on his own podcast, recreating those solos for the fans and showing them the guitars. He's doing everything he can to keep his generation of KISS alive. I don't think he would have willingly said, okay, I'll just forego all that and be Ace Frehley. I just don't. I think some people have integrity, especially when you're already well enough off financially. But that's our difference in opinion. So there you go. Perfect opportunity in the comment section, especially those of you who don't comment. I don't care if you've never commented in your life.
Yeah,
Just
and
what
that's
do you
why
think he would have done? What would you think he would have done? Just quick comment.
Yeah, and that's why I say we can debate and think of what he might have done or whatever, but it just, the question still remains. Did them bastards have enough integrity? I mean, just a fucking that much to say he's given us 13 years of his life playing outstanding, fabulous, just perfection guitars for us, man. And we're not going to even act like he exists. You know, that's what bothers me. You know, it's just the little things like that I want to know that maybe a lot of fans maybe not even give a shit about. And then again, time has come and gone. Even if they didn't, or even if they did, he may not even, you know, there's no telling what he might say, man. Now,
you know, there's all kinds of questions that can go off of that. And it wouldn't surprise me in the least, because these are the same two pricks who sat down with Doc McGee and Frehley and Chris's management and discussed the possibility of the reunion before they even fucking told Eric and Bruce, by the way, you're done. They went and got it all fucking in the goddamn legal motions before they even said, hey, Eric, Bruce, I respect that they called them all over to Paul's house or Gene's house or whatever and sat down and told them. But there should have been a meeting way before that saying, look, we're considering this, just so you're aware. But they didn't. They fucking blindsided it. I'm telling you, as much as it's no secret how much I despise Ace and Peter for what they did to this band, Paul and Gene are the biggest cocksuckers on the planet. It just, there's no escaping. And Bruce has been shit on by that band since the very fucking first day he was in there. They took advantage of him. He was a yes man. He did everything they wanted him to do. He developed a whole new sound for him that saved their fucking ass. And that's how they treated him at the end. He wasn't even invited to the fucking last show.
No.
Not even as a ticket holder. They didn't even say, here's a ticket, just come sit front row. Nothing.
Nothing, dude. And I know this is a little off topic, but I heard you and Homeboy say the same thing. Homeboy said it on your podcast that said before is that Bruce played the ugliest fucking guitar. I brought that up, man. He said, man, his guitars was ugly as hell, and he played the hell out of them. And I said the same thing. He had some of the ugliest guitars I ever seen, man. But man, did he play the hell out of them, dude. And yeah, and that goes to say, before we wrap up here, Gene, you know, whenever they got back together after all this was said and done, and the reunion, they were negotiating terms. Of course, Gene, instead of doing it face to face, you know, they went to L.A. Peter and Ace was, I guess, called to their lawyers or whatever in New York. And they were sitting there, and Gene was, you know, reading out these list of terms or whatever before the reunion started. Well, Gene had, you know, Paul should have been the one saying this, not Gene. You know, me and Paul, we're the ones who's hung in here, and we've kept this together all these years, and you guys, you know, voided. Gene, you fucking hypocritical son of a bitch. You voided too. Yeah. You left there to lick it up and didn't come back to hot in the fucking shade. He wants to act like Paul's the one that held it together. It was not Gene, you bastard. You know, and then Peter happened to bring that shit up too, man. Like, you know, man, if it had been up to you, they would have been disintegrated in the 80s, man.
You know? Gene throws an awful lot of stones for someone who tried to sink the ship himself.
I know, man. And like I said, we got tons of shit to get into.
We got a lot of shit. Yeah. That's why I didn't worry about starting a KISS podcast this at the end of their career, because there's so much to touch on that I've never heard other podcasts do because they're too busy fucking kissing their asses to bring up any of this negative shit.
You got to. Look, I love the good with the bad, whatever. But to me, if I think it's bullshit, I'm going to call it bullshit. You know, but if I love it, man, I'm going to praise the hell out of them for doing it. That's what we have our opinions for. And if y'all don't like it, hey, thumbs down us, whatever. That's your opinion. So.
All right. Comment. Tell us what you think, if Bruce was actually asked or not, or maybe we're missing something and that's come out and we don't know it. But there you have it. KISS Unplugged. And we will be back. Probably, I haven't discussed this with Scott, so I shouldn't speak for him, but probably tomorrow.
Whenever, you know.
Okay.
It's up to you.
So we'll roll up another topic or another album. We'll be back with you as soon as we can. So until then, thanks for watching.
What do you like the best?